Good morning, WDNA 88.9 FM, and it is yet another sunny, beautiful day in Miami here at the WDNA Jazz Gallery. And this is the UM Frost Jazz Hour that comes to you every Thursday at 11 a.m. And as you know, we have a live audience today. You're always welcome to come to the WDNA Jazz Gallery on Coral Way. And today we have Brody Segan. He's a composer, arranger, trombonist based in Miami, Florida. Born in Allentown, Pennsylvania, he grew up listening to a wide array of musical genres, from rock to film soundtracks, two of several genres in which he has worked. His music is known for incorporating themes of Americana, nature, life experiences, and humor. Brody recently earned a Bachelor of Music in trombone performance with a minor in jazz performance at Penn State University, where he represented his graduating class in 2023. First, Peter Gunn theme by Henry Mancini, arranged by Brody Segan. Brody Segan here and his ensemble on WDNA 88.9 FM and WDNA.org. This is the Frost Jazz Hour. And I always like to add, I'm so amazed by the musicians that come here every single week and play such lovely music at 11 a.m. I mean, it just blows me away. And the first tune, entitled Peter Gunn Theme, written by Henry Mancini, was also arranged by Brody Segan. And the second tune, Grace Over Grudge. So I have tons of questions, but first, welcome to WDNA. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
So I'm seeing here that you've listened to a wide array of musical genres, and clearly, I mean, even in the first two tunes, that really shines through. So what are you listening to today, or what kind of, I always say like music comes in phases, right? So what phase are you in right now? What genres are you listening to?
A lot of jazz, trombone, and blues music. I mean, I always listen to classic rock and film soundtracks that I love, but a really good album that I came across recently is called Bare Bones from 2009 with Bill Watrous and Rob Stoneback. Rob Stoneback is from my hometown of Allentown, incredible trombonist, and the legendary Bill Watrous. So
That's lovely. So, what inspired you to create this ensemble? Is this an ensemble at school, or is this kind of like a side project?
no, this is not like an ensemble at school. This was kind of just a side hustle idea that I've had. Really, when I was at Penn State, I got into a lot of the jazz trombone ensemble, like especially Matt Neese and the Capitol Bones. That's where I learned to write for this group. So I did most of my compositions and arrangements I've done are for a group like this. And so I just, um, yeah, it's kind of a win-win, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it being played because I always give my 2 cents to the folk. I always say, you guys are in school, take advantage, play with as many people as you can, record, use that studio, right? So, do you have any other projects or any recordings that we can check out? Where can we support you?
Uh, I don't really have a lot of projects coming out soon. I have a YouTube channel where I post a lot of transcriptions I do or compositions or arrangements that have been performed. I do have, this was performed last semester, but it was recorded. I do have a yacht rock Motown song called Social Renaissance that will soon be available on all streaming services.
That's awesome. Congratulations. All right, you WDNA folks, you can support Brody by going on his YouTube, checking out his music, and of course, all the shows that we play on WDNA, you can always stream back and listen afterwards. So, how did growing up in Pennsylvania influence your music, and what is it like now that you're in Miami?
Yeah, it was great. I was very privileged to go to a very musically supportive high school that was Parkland High School in Allentown, and just the whole area really had a strong support for the arts, like county band, district band, and that's really what gave my love for this instrument. And I think, Penn State was a great music program. I really enjoyed all 4 years of that. And I just, wherever I am, I just try to soak up as much as I can and bring all the good stuff with me. And yeah, I just try to have a little bit of everything and everywhere.
And here I'm also seeing that you incorporate themes of Americana, nature, life experiences, humor. And the one that stood out to me is nature because I also happen to write a lot of music about nature. So tell me a little bit about that. Are there any songs here that have to do with nature?
Not directly, and I don't know how nature specific I meant like when I wrote that in my YouTube bio, but I just kind of like seeing beautiful landscapes in this great country of ours. And I'm a huge fan of Western movies, and a lot of stuff that I write has influence there. And just, even Grace Over Grudge, that melody is a simple pentatonic. And I guess if there is one that is nature, it's gonna be Funky Bunny, because that name came because I was hanging out with a very dear friend of mine, and we were in his backyard listening to 70s Herbie Hancock, and there was like a bunny, and he's like, "Look, a Funky Bunny," and
I love it. That's awesome. Well, we're so glad you're here, and we're going to continue with the music. Funky Bunny.
Thank you.
Funky Bunny, Brody Segan on WDNA 88.9 FM. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be back with Plenty of Money and You. We are back here on WDNA 88.9 FM, and this is the UM Frost Jazz Hour that comes to you every Thursday at 11 a.m. We'll continue music by the Brody Segan Ensemble. Brody is a composer, arranger, and trombonist based in Miami, Florida, born in Allentown, Pennsylvania. His next tune, With Plenty of Money and You. Brody Segan on the WDNA UM Frost Jazz Hour. Thank you to everyone who's here in the Jazz Gallery today. It definitely makes a difference for the energy and just listening to the music together. I'm going to take a second to introduce everyone in the band. Brody Segan, Ali Biancoviso, Haoran Lee, Ty Kinski, Kevin Bryson, Michael Ford, Trenton Klaas, Tianyu Zhang, and Jake Rosen in the Brody Segan Ensemble on WDNA 88.9 FM. Starting at the bottom of the hour, you listen to With Plenty of Money and You, followed by Man, I Love Florida. And that's one of the things that I started off saying at the beginning of the show. You know, today's such a beautiful day. It's so sunny. The weather's awesome. So we'll be closing out the show with one more tune, and then we'll take a break with BBC News. This last one is entitled Simple Man. Brody Segan here on the Frost Jazz Hour. That last tune, Simple Man. And I was going to say, what a lovely tune to end on, but we do have more time if you have one more song. And if you don't, I have more questions, so that's all good.
Let's stick with questions, please.
Sorry? Yeah. So I was wondering, I love talking about songwriting. So, I mean, I loved that second tune. What was the inspiration for that? How did you start to write that?
The second tune of the first half or second tune
Of the first half, Grace Over Grudge.
Grace over, yeah, that was, I've had that melodic idea for years now, since the end of high school, I think. And I used it for something else, but when you realize how much you've matured over time, you want to use old ideas and make them new again. I've never really been one to kind of write something and then move on. I've always wanted to take my stuff with me. To me, it's like going to a pop music concert and them not playing like their hit songs.
Oh,
So,
wow, yeah.
So yeah, it's the as far as the so that's the idea at least. As far as the inspiration, I just as far as I've been wanting to write a ballad for a long time. Actually, one of my old teachers, jazz professors, Marco Marcinko, he's a great guy, recommended that I write a ballad. So I did that for him. And as far as the name, I think it's something that this world could use a lot more of.
Grace Over Grudge. That's lovely. Well, I could use your help because all I seem to do is write ballads. So we could definitely switch. And how did writing that ballad maybe help you out just in terms of doing something different?
I'm not sure. I mean, just the fact that it was something that I'm not used to writing.
Right.
I mean, anyone who knows me at Frost has probably heard Social Renaissance and I'm honk on this how many times. But so I really wanted to do something different. But I've never written or performed a lot of ballads, but I've always loved ballads, especially from the great American songbook. When I wrote the trombone backgrounds for that tune, Grace Over Grudge, I was imagining lush strings, and yeah.
Beautiful, lovely. Well, we're so glad to have you here today. And let's see what other tunes. So when you're writing music, I know you were saying that you had that melody in your head for a while and then you reused it. So was there another song that you had been writing before and then you used the same melody again?
Was there another song? Not that I can think of at the top of my head. I think that's the only example. And yeah.
Okay. What are your plans after graduation, or how much time do you have left at Frost?
I'm currently in my first year of the master's in jazz pedagogy.
Oh, congratulations. Keep going.
And yeah, I'm just trying to do as much as I can and see what happens,
Okay, awesome. Well, once again, thanks for being here. Thank you to all the wonderful musicians who joined us today. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to the WDNA listeners. And we'll see you next Thursday at the Frost Jazz Hour at 11 a.m.